Chance, we got a big fight for WCK Muay Thai coming up March 16th. How do you see that fight going?
I see it going anywhere I want it to. I feel like it's going to be a total domination, and it's going to be a whole different version that I've never showed myself in the ring before. We've
Mm,
been working on some specific stuff for this camp, and I'm really excited because it's like the first training camp that I've ever gotten to really just improve. Most of my training camps, I've had to worry about like cutting weight, just really worrying about the scale, and I don't have to worry about any of that this time. I'm at a good weight, I'm not cutting really at all. I'm just ready to go put on a total domination. March 16th is what I've been calling it.
How was your training camp like for this fight? You said you made some specific tweaks and adjustments. What did you do?
I'm not gonna get too into it, but I'm just gonna say that we're gonna be staying at my range, and the fight's gonna go anywhere I feel that I want it to go. If it's gonna stay at range, it's gonna stay at range. If we're gonna clinch, we're gonna clinch. And then to touch on the training camp, it's been a good training camp. It started we have a lot of fighters at Victory who are coming up, so we had some other fights before that, and then Victory did have that unfortunate fire. So it's just been kind of like you know a daily struggle every day figuring out where we're going to train. But we've been getting it done, either if it's at my house, if it's at UCSC track, Mission Bay Park. Shout out to Gladiator Boxing for letting us pull up and use their gym when we can. But yeah, it's we kind of feel like there's a lot of weight on our shoulders, me and the other guys fighting, because our team and our gym is no longer, we don't have a home right now, and we feel like personally that we have a lot more on stake for us. So
Hmm.
we're ready to go, and we're ready to show what victory strong means.
Yeah. And you guys are very resilient, always finding another option for sure. You have three of
So,
your other teammates fighting on the same card. How does that feel?
well, I'm excited. Me and Moises and Alex, we were supposed to fight last time on a card November 5th. Unfortunately, I had to pull out because I got sick. Literally day of the fight. And me and Jason have been talking about this moment for as long as we've been training together. He's my main training partner, Jason Ferry, and that boy's a dog. If you want to see hard grit and just come forward pressure, that's the fight, that's the sleeper fight that y'all are gonna want to peep
Hmm.
in onto. Jason Ferry, Jason the Bostonian Murderer Ferry. That boy is a killer. Alex Ramos getting to go for that belt against after a controversial decision against John Fernando. Honestly, I can't wait to see what my teammates are going to put up. I know it's going to be a very, very fun night. We have a Coach Mike Lemaire, WBC world champion, former WCK world champion. He has $1,000 KO bonus for the best KO on the year. So we're trying to start that shit off hot,
Uh-huh.
and that shit's already mine. But I'm gonna go cement that March 16th.
Yeah, for sure. In your bio, it says you lost 100 pounds. What kind of like started that journey to like lose the weight, get fit, get into Muay Thai?
So I got to ASU around like probably like 220, 230, and then I got introduced to the fraternity life. And I just I was very sheltered at home. My mom kind of like made sure I wasn't doing a lot of stuff in high school. So when I moved, to Arizona, I kind of just went balls to the wall
Hmm.
and just really like let myself go. And like my parents came out, and I was at like 265, I believe it was my heaviest ever. It was like after Thanksgiving. And my parents, like, I have a photo and I'll send it to you. It was just disgusting. I look like a totally different person. And shout out to my boy Christian. He's like one of my best friends. He was really into UFC. I was always like, into UFC, like kind of like more of a casual, I would call myself.
Hmm.
But he was like hardcore, like, growing up watching like fucking UFC, fucking 90, and like Anderson, GSP, like those were his goats. So like now like these new guys are like, oh, fucking Izzy and Pereira, all that. Like,
Hmm.
shout out to like the people who are coming to MMA now, but he, my boy, like was a hardcore OG. He got me onto it, and he was like, yeah, but it was a good way to lose weight. And so I started doing that. I started hitting the gym. And the main purpose of me wanting to lose weight is because I didn't want to be a virgin. I wanted to fuck some bitches. And you can't really be doing that when you're 265 and you got a bunch of homies at the frat, and all these girls are calling you like the fat friend, and they're like, oh, you're so cute. So, at first it was to like, get close. And then I was at C-Tan Gym in Arizona, and shout out to that gym. They are a really good team. And Tiago Azrado, he runs the USMTOs out in Arizona. He's a really good coach. He saw something in me. I remember he was like, hey, like, if you really do this, you could do this like professionally if you really like tried at it. And like I hated school. I like was just depressed, tried committing suicide twice for my freshman year, just because I was just hated where I was at. I was just at the lowest point in my life, away from my family. The biggest I ever was. Girls did not find me attractive, and like just at an all low confidence level. When I heard that, I just stuck onto it and I gravitated to it. And I was still doing school, but not really invested. I was more invested into Muay Thai, and I started losing the weight. And my coach told me at first, he was like, "Yeah, you need to if you're gonna fight, it needs to be at 135." So like I was like being too stiff. I was like, "Bro, I gotta lose 130 pounds." And then over time, like I was never gonna make 135. It was either probably make the lowest I've ever made was like 144. But like that's like it was a really bad cut, and like it was like my first time ever doing it. But yeah, that was how it honestly came up from losing. Like I wanted to lose my virginity, and then I'm like my coach was like, yeah, you can do this. I'm like, well, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I did that for 11 years, and he was like, really? And like as I started losing the weight, the kicks started coming back, and my fluidity and my footwork, and so yeah, just ever since then, I just been kind of all in on fighting. And when COVID happened, it kind of made me realize that like this is all I want to do. Like school isn't for me. Like, and I understand like
Did you drop out?
fighting. Yeah, I dropped out. I dropped out my senior year. I used up, so I went to school for free on my dad's GI Bill because he's in the military. And the like last year and a half, I literally just did not go to school. I was just kind of training. Like I was going to school, but like not really like trying. Like I would try, but like not really. You feel me? And like I let them know, and they're like, well, just start saving up money. So I would just like started training, and I started working as a server, and I would just stack up money, and then I was living on my own for a little bit. I trained at Fight Ready for a little bit for around like a year. I was on the pro MMA team over there, giving looks at guys who are in the UFC top fucking 40 in the 145 division, giving them looks, being their main training partners, being with guys who are in the Bellator, ONE FC. Like I know where I'm at as a fighter, and like I just need to go out and fight, and that's I think my biggest problem is I just haven't fought as frequent as some guys like Moises. He's been fighting like for 2 years, but he's already 4-0. And I've been doing this now for like 4 years, and I've fought like 5 times, and I basically fight like once a year. So the biggest thing for this year is just being as active as possible. Yeah, like I already told Mike it's around, I want at least 3 Muay Thai fights, and then at least 1 MMA fight, make my MMA debut this year.
Oh, for sure.
For Epic.
That's great news. Do you want to continue your career in MMA?
Oh yeah. That's been the main goal the whole time, is like I want to be a master striker, because I feel like everyone knows now MMA, like you kind of have to be good everywhere. You can't be a good striker. Like, guys are evolving, but the guys who still master class are the guys who are able to master like what they're really good at. Like Izzy and fucking Pereira, they're great kickboxers, and they're really able to like, they've learned how to stop a takedown and keep the range where they want it. And then you got guys like Islam, who just know that like if they get you to the floor, it's fucking over. But he was able to, narrow the gaps between his striking and put it all together. And like I know at my like I'm not gonna be the fastest guy, I'm not gonna be the strongest guy, but I can be one of the smartest guys. And I got that dog in me. If I got to show that, I think I showed that my last fight when I got cut with that fucking in between, when I threw Gordon out of the ring, when the ring started. I was ready to go. And I knew right then and there that, this is an amateur fight, and this fight might get stopped right here because I got a cut. So I just got to bite through and hide it and go through. And March 16th, this man's not ready for me. I was thinking about this morning, and this is all my life is about, and this is all I have. Like, fighting is it for me. I don't have any other avenues for my life, and there's no way that this man wants it more than me. I respect my opponent. I know he's coming. He's a game opponent. He's a vet, if you want to call him. He's 5-5. But he just, honestly, I just don't think he's on my level at all. And I'm going to show that March 16th that this is a way different game. And I am going to be showing what my level is March 16th.
How old were you when you first started Taekwondo?
When I first started training Taekwondo, I was 4 years old. And I did it until I was like 14, 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I came out the Junior Olympics, placed in that. So, yeah, I'm going to go show that. I'm going to go show what type of striking I have, because everyone at the gym knows, like, I'm a really good striker and everything, and I'm also a really good clincher. I'm going to mix it up. Honestly, adaptability is one of my biggest attributes. Like, everyone has a game plan until you get hit in the fucking mouth, until someone gets hurt. So I can say I'm gonna go do one thing, but fight night, shit changes. My fucking opponent may change week of. Who fucking knows?
Hmm.
But either way, I'm just gonna go out and do my fucking game plan, and that's just be me. And I don't think anyone's gonna be able to stop that.
Hmm. Your record is 4-1. What did you learn from that loss?
That was my first fight ever, and what I learned from that loss is you can't hype yourself up, and you have to. This isn't a game. Like as much as like is growing as a sport, like you don't play fighting. Like I
Hmm.
got TKO'd, knocked out my first fight, and I had all the hype around me in the world from my gym, from my team, from my parents, from my friends. Like lost that weight, and I was like cooking people, and they were literally talking to me like, "Yo, bro, you're gonna be like the USMTO champion." Like, and I was winning. I was up all on the scorecards, but I had a shitty cut and that boy hit me with a couple good shots. I dropped. I got back up, and the ref did not continue. And getting those hammers. So what I learned from that is like, you know, you gotta take there's no losing. You just learn.
The
What I
lesson.
learned from that is a good lesson. I learned that I can't take this shit lightly, and I have to be all in. And I also need to listen to my corner. That was something I wasn't composed. I was fighting off emotion, and I was just going out there just like and like not listening to my corner at all. And like I wasn't present. Like
Hmm.
a lot of people do that. Like they just go in and they like don't even remember. Like they're like they black out, and I did. Like I barely remember anything from that fight. Since then, I've always wanted to be present. I say the three C's: calm, cool, collected. Like, and I say that to myself a lot before I get into the ring. Like, my calm, cool, collected, calm, cool, collected. And I have some other things that I say to myself before the fight and leading up to the fight that just gets me in the right headset and
Hmm.
mindset. But yeah, if anything, it taught me how to be composed. And honestly, that's something I work on all the time because fighting, you get so much adrenaline and it dumps out, and other people like are either really good with able like they can like use it to their advantage, or it like hurts them. So that was something that I learned how to be composed when it comes to fighting.
Was it like a big difference coming from like little competitions and sparring and then your first fight because it's like your opponent actually wants to kill you? Like was there like a big difference or no?
uh so here's my thing, like how I spar and how everyone knows me is like I spar fucking hard. And like I always thought is like the way you train is the way you fight, and the way you fight is the way you train. So like I always sparred fucking hard, and I've always been the guy where like guys and coaches have to been telling me like, yo, bro, like you need to like calm down. Like I've had pros when I was at Fight Ready, like
Hmm.
get mad and tell my coach like, yo, you need to tell this dude to like calm down a little bit. And so I don't think that was a big thing. I think the biggest thing is like I never understood cutting weight, and then like to fight. When you fight, most people don't understand after you cut weight, and like if you cut like a lot of weight, like more than 10 pounds, like you probably go into the fight with like 65%, maybe 70% of your actual cardio because you cut all that weight, and then you get like maybe a whole day to rehydrate, and it really it zaps you. And so
Hmm.
I think that was like the biggest thing that like I took away from that was like, damn, like I need to be really like regimented because like I like cut so much weight so fast. And that's what I think the biggest thing I learned.
Hmm. How can you describe your style to somebody who has never seen you fight before?
Exciting, uh pressure, and something you don't want to look away from.
Hmm.
Because if you do, you might be wondering why the guy's on the fucking
Hmm.
canvas and I'm running around and the ring is fucking going crazy.
What UFC fighter would you compare it to?
Oh, this is a great question. Justin Gaethje,
Ooh,
for sure.
really? Yeah.
I would compare myself to Justin Gaethje. Like
Which?
a mix of Justin and Yair.
Oh,
That's
that's
what I would
interesting.
like to say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where
Because
did you get?
I have the wrestling in my background, but my kicks are like a nasty weapon.
Yeah. Where did you get your nickname, the Hammer, from?
So I don't even really own that nickname. Like I got that back in high school. My last name's Hammerly, and
Yeah.
transcribed it was German, transcribed over to English, it just means hammer. So when I played football and I played middle linebacker, that was just my name. And then AP, he like would pronounce my name like Hammerley, and I was like, "Hey, coach, it's Hammerly."
Hmm.
And then I think it was just easier for him to say Hammer. But
Hmm.
like, I don't got a nickname. Honestly, I think my last name carries enough weight in itself. I heard the ring announcer last time when he introduced me. When I heard him say my name, I was like, I don't need a nickname like in the middle or in
Hmm.
front of that. Like, I like my last name.
Yeah. What would you rate your opponent's skill on a 1 to 10 scale?
So I've watched some videos of his, and I'd probably give it like a. I'll give it like a because at the amateur level, I'll give it like I'm pretty sure he won a USMTO belt, so I'll give him like a 6.7.
Hmm.
I'll give him like that because 5-5, you won five, you lost five, and you've been TKO'd a couple times. But anyone's ready on any day, and it's fighting. But I think I know March 16th is going to be my night, and I'm going to show why.
What would you rate your skill level on a 1 to 10?
I'll be humble and I'll give myself right now a 7.8. I know there's some areas that I can improve in for sure. But yeah, I don't want to be like give myself an 8
Hmm.
or cuz like that's a B, and like there's a lot of things that I know that I can improve on.
Where do you see your career going within the next couple of years?
I see myself elite in the next 3 years. I'm going to be in the UFC at least, or at least fighting on the Contender Series. If the year goes the way I want it to, I should be pro by the end of summer next year. And if
Hmm.
that's a Muay Thai, that's a Muay Thai. If that's in MMA, that's an MMA. But honestly, I don't think these guys in MMA are going to be able to deal with my striking at all. I've seen Epic. I've been to a couple Epic events.
Hmm.
Fucking love Jason and all them, but those strikers out there are not on my level. And especially with 4 ounce gloves, it's going to be a
Hmm.
bad night for all of them. And go ahead, shoot. Let's figure out. You want to see if I can wrestle? Let's figure out. I promise you, you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Do you have that
Everyone knows.
Dagestani blood inside of you?
Yeah, you don't know, brother. Smash, smash. Ask AP. Ask him what I'm better at. Ask him what I'm better at. I'm 4-1 in Muay Thai, 0-0 in amateur MMA. Ask him what I'm gonna be better at, and he'll
Mhm.
tell you straight up, MMA.
What's your diet looking like right before a fight?
Right now, it's just a lot of chicken thighs, bone broth rice, and I like to intermittent fast. That's how I lost a lot of the weight originally. So now I like to intermittent fast. I'll drink like a coffee in the beginning of the day, and then I'll eat around like maybe 12:30 or 1. I'll have like 2 chicken thighs, so a lot of fucking rice, and then I like to carb up with like some sourdough bread, and then I'll have a banana either like before training,
Hmm.
and then I'll eat some like dried mangoes. I really fucking love dried mangoes for the sugar, just to like get it ready and get it going. Because that's like I said, I don't even have to really cut any weight for this fight. So I have like it's just been maintaining and just I've been able to be in the gym lifting, and like that's something been able to add this training camp is lifting, which like I've never really lifted like that. And so I think that's gonna be a big fucking pivotal piece in this training camp is the lifting.
What do you do for like pre-fight fueling? Like, what do you eat before a fight? I've seen like some fighters, they eat like pancakes, or some choose the healthier route. But like, what do you think is the best formula?
I think you got to get like a good source of like protein, fats, and carbs. So like after the last Aquan fight, and we're gonna do it again. The guys are coming over after we weigh in. My mom's gonna cook up some ribeyes and some chicken thighs and baked potatoes
Hmm.
and sweet potatoes. And then the next day, I like to wake up, get some enlightened me, maybe like some eggs and some sourdough toast. And then around 12:30, 1, I'll have like I just like to keep it normal, like what I've been eating throughout training camp, because
Hmm.
you don't want to like change up and
Yeah.
like you said, eat pancakes or like eat something like fatty before you even fought, because you got to think as food as fuel. Like
Hmm.
I stopped thinking that like I love food, like that's why I got big. But like I stopped thinking of food as like when I'm in training camp as enjoyment. Like I'm like I look at food, I'm like, yeah, that shit's gonna be good, but I'm like, it's gonna taste even better when I won this fight, and then
Hmm.
so that's what I would say for sure.
Outside of training, what's your favorite thing to do for fun?
outside of training, what's my favorite thing to do for fun? My life, honestly, these last couple of years has only revolved around training.
Hmm.
So, but honestly, maybe just kicking it with my homies and watching fights. There's not a lot of people out there who like kind of like watching fights. Like I enjoy watching fights. I will sit on this couch where I'm at right now, and I'll watch the prelims with my bong, and I will smoke, and I will just watch fights for fucking 7 hours straight. And then if I can go up to Fullerton with my boy, we'll run like 5 or 6 miles, hit a couple pads, and then we'll do that. And then his dad cooks up. So that's what I enjoy. Like I enjoy just kicking back and being able to enjoy time with my friends and like watch fights. I've been really on a big Modern Family kick. That's something I really enjoy is watching Modern Family. Shit's fucking hilarious. So you gotta have things that like distract you. But like also where like I want to be and I know where I want to be is like I want to be at the top level. Like I want to be at the top level of one. Like I see myself fighting on Friday night, one championship type shit.
Hmm.
So like I know there's no really like I don't have time to do other shit. Like I was in Arizona. I did the frat life. I was in Scottsdale, one of the biggest tourist destinations for fucking rich people and fucking lower class people to get fucking lit at. Like I don't give a fuck about those parties. Like I haven't even been to Vegas. And like I tell people every time, like, you want to go to Vegas? I'm like, no, bro, I don't want to go to Vegas until I'm either cornering someone there or I'm fighting in
Hmm.
Vegas for fucking UFC. So
You're locked in.
I'm very like dialed in. Like I know
Hmm.
what I want and like I said in like the last like question, so like this is all my life is about. It's literally fighting. Like relationships do not matter. Like females do not matter. Women do not matter. Like at that point, like it's only training. And like
Hmm.
I let my family, my friends, any girls I talk to that I get close to that like, yo, like this is all I have and this is all that I will have for the next couple of years. And if you are cool with that, then you can come along and you can be part of that. If
Hmm.
not, then you got to get off the ride.
Hmm. Oh yeah, man, that's a great answer. You're locked in.
Yeah, I'm dialed in, bro.
Uh,
Like, I want this shit. Like, honestly, like I've been just trying to think things one day at a time because we don't even, like I said, we don't even have a gym, so it's just fucking hard. Like, usually I would be like, if I'm like in my head, I could just go to fucking Victory, hit the sauna, hit
mhm.
the bag. Like, I don't even have that fucking luxury, and like we take things for granted. And so, I just can't wait for this shit to be like done so I can like give myself like a little bit of like a breath
Yeah.
because it's like an everyday like this training camp like is just another way I can adapt and become like ready for this fight. Like
Hmm.
it's just the fight before the fight. Everyone knows that like the scale is the fight before the fight, but like the mental fortitude, selling tickets, people like there's so much shit that lead up to the fight that like we don't talk about. Like it's just a lot, and like having to deal with all this and having not a gym. Like I'm so ready just to go out there and show like what I am fucking made of. Cause like I
Hmm.
know who I am and I know like the hype that I have around my name. And like I'm gonna go fucking establish that and like that I'm one of the best strikers, not just all of San Diego, but in all of the fucking United States. I don't think there's a fucking guy out there fucking from 150 to 170 that can really fucking
Take
stand
you.
with me.
Hmm.
No, I honestly feel like I'm one of the highest level strikers right now. And I'm gonna show that fucking March 16th.
Hmm. I'm excited, bro. My
Yes,
last
sir.
question for you is a very important question. What is your favorite BLP kosher song?
Oh, fuck. Honest. Oh, that's a hard one. Honestly, I'm gonna go with his newest one right now, Virgin Ears.
I know
That
it's so
shit's
good.
that shit's a banger.
It's
And
really
like
good.
anytime I put on BOP Kosher at the warehouse, all the boys just be like, I see them bobbing their heads, and I'm like, I know you like it. And then like I played a couple more times, and they're like, all right, bro, who is this? I'm like,
Yeah.
BOP Kosher. So yeah, I would say Virgin Ears right now, but he's got a load of bangers.
Hmm.
I might walk out to BOP Kosher
Do
for
what you
another
said.
fight, but I'm gonna keep my fight walkout song under wraps for this one. And you're just gonna have to see
Uh-huh.
March 16th, and you're gonna have to see the vibes there because it's gonna be fucking electric.
Hmm. You listen to Baby Tron at all?
Yeah, I fuck with Babytron. I don't think he's as cold as fucking BLP Kutcher though. I
Yeah.
think BLP's got him on another level. I just like
Hmm.
BLP's flow, like the Florida flow.
Yeah. I like Mazeltron. Like that's one of my favorite songs. That one gets me hyped up.
That one's pretty hype.
Yeah.
That one's pretty hype. I'm a big little baby fan. I like just rap. Honestly, I like a lot of music. I can listen to country. I can listen to fucking R&B. I've been yeah. I just like music in general.
Mm-hmm.
I can't dance, but I can
Nah, me
fight.
neither.
Can't dance, but I can fight.
For sure, bro. All right, thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate the interview.
Appreciate you, my brother. We'll get another interview after the victory, March 16th.
Yeah, for
Make
sure.
sure y'all come through. This man is the GOAT, the up and
Thank
coming
you.
GOAT. I
Thank
wouldn't say
you.
the next Ariel Hawani, but Ariel Hawani's a rat. So we don't fuck with rats. But make sure you fucking check in with my boy, the MMA Kid Network. If it ain't him, it ain't right. Let's
100%,
go.
bro. Appreciate you. Good luck for
Yes,
your
sir.
fight, man.
Appreciate you.
I'm rooting for you big time.
Yes, sir.